Hey there, friends and foes. This is Johnny with Back of the Cereal Box, a pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturday experience of our youth. But we can't think of a better way to start your week than checking out Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. It is the best way to start your week. We absolutely love it and never miss it. Thanks, Chris and Amanda, for all you do. And until the next time, love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the Back of the Cereal Box. I'm Johnny. I'm done. Ta-da!
Chris and Amanda always online. Grab your headphones, it's review time. Music's the love and it's divine. Laughs and insights mixed like wine. Every strong and every beat. They analyze, they can't be beat. Tuning in on the socials neat. Join the fun and take your seat. If music's your thing, come along. Hear Amanda sing her song. Chris brings the notes on and on. Together they make us strong.
Hey, well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown, kicking off our holiday month-long spectacular. That's right. The whole month. Oh, I think you're on mute there. There you go.
Oh.
You were on mute. Now you're off mute.
You only missed laughter.
Yeah, just laughter. During the entire month of December, that's right, Amanda and I will be celebrating the holidays, as we've been doing now for the last 4 years here on Song Swap Showdown, but only recently have we started doing holiday Wheel of Themes, and so that means you guys are going to get 4 different holiday shows from us in December, all based on different themes throughout this whole month. So really looking forward to it. Thank you all so much for joining us here today, live right here on YouTube, Facebook, and of course, all our friends over on Radio Garden State. Welcome to the weekly musical throwdown that we call Song Swap Showdown. My name's Chris, and I am joined by that girl, Amanda Sharp.
Hello, good morning. Happy December.
morning.
Happy all the things.
Yeah, happy all the things. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving this past week. That you guys still feeling nice and full. I'm sure everybody's still digging in on leftovers. Today's a good day for that too. Like Monday, like the Monday after Thanksgiving is like a good leftover sandwich for lunch, right? Good turkey leftover or whatever Thanksgiving food leftover. You usually have like another day or two of like that kind of stuff before
Absolutely.
it may get a little like, maybe it's time to get rid of it or feed it to the dogs, as I saw you put on TikTok.
Oh, yes, indeed.
I love that. I loved watching that video of you preparing leftover Thanksgiving food for your dog. It was
My
great.
little baby. I
For
only
your
have the
little
one
baby.
left. So sad. But you know what? He eats like he's a German Shepherd, even though he's a little chihuahua. But he's cute.
Chihuahua. Yes,
He's
he
cute,
is
little
very
baby
cute.
Harry.
He is very, very cute. So guys, if this is your first time checking out Song Swap Showdown, well, once again, we are so happy that you are here with us today. How our weekly musical throwdown show works is Amanda and I each swap 3 songs with each other that we may or may not have heard before, and we rate those songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a skip. Skip. That is a song that we have chosen to not like because for whatever reason just didn't resonate with us.
Yes.
There's nothing worse, by the way, than like, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of worse things, but you know, when there's a song you really, really love and you give it to somebody else and they're like, ugh, it's so like bad or mid, and you're like, oh really? I can't believe you don't feel the same way. That's how one record song feels.
And if you're new here, that was all of what season 1 was for us.
There was a lot of that.
There was a lot of exchanging, like, no, Chris ain't feeling it, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Boy, have we both grown, because listen, we're in season 4. We're ending season 4. We are getting ready to go into season 5. We've been doing this for years and years and years. We love it. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you have been a long listener, we are so grateful for you.
Absolutely. 1,000%. So we stalled out at the 1 record. What is 5 records, though? 5 records means it is heavenly music to our ears, going on our eternity playlist. That's right. That's a song we will never, ever, ever get sick of hearing. We can hear it on repeat a billion times over and still make it still sounds like the first time we heard that song. That's a 5 record song.
Indeed.
It's perfect. It's perfection. Hence the heavenly music. Hence the heavenly music. And as I said at the top of the show, how do we pick the songs? Well, very easy. We spin a wheel of themes at the end of every single episode, and that determines the following week's theme. And that's how Amanda and I pick the songs. And as I said, this entire month of December is all holiday themes. And so we wanted to mix it up. That's why the Wheel of Themes exists. So that way it kind of challenges us to not give you guys the same old holiday songs that you've heard 1,000 times. And so when it lands on something, then Amanda and I go, well, let's see, once again, what are some versions or maybe perhaps an original song that we've never heard before?
Yeah.
And let's share that with each other. So, Amanda,
yes.
What did the wheel land on last week when we spun it for our holiday, first of our holiday episodes here?
The wheel spun and it spoke, and it landed on songs about Santa Claus, Saint Nicholas, Saint Nick, all the things. So today we're doing all songs about the good old jolly old St. Nicholas that comes through the chimney every year, if you have one.
That jolly old elf.
The jolly old elf. And when you're diving into songs that are Christmas, there are a lot of cover songs. There are some originals. So today I think we have a really nice blend of a little of both. Mm-hmm. And hopefully you'll hear some songs that you have not heard before, and maybe some winners that you have on a maybe cookie decorating playlist.
Ooh, I like the cookie. That's why I didn't even think about that. A cookie decorating playlist specifically.
Yeah,
I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, there's a different approach to that one. And what I would suspect is your last song to me, buckle up, folks. That shall not be one that I think would be on anyone's cookie decorating playlist. I mean, I would be shocked. Prove me wrong, but wow.
I would say probably if you're not with your younger children, you should probably not play that one. However, if you're with kids that are like my daughter's ages, I don't know. I guess it's just weird all around, but it's fun. It's a funny song. It's a funny song. You can't help but laugh.
Okay, let's just put this into perspective. Chris sends his list to me and says, good luck with the last song. So buckle up, folks. That last one is going to really close out the show in a way.
It's a finale. It's like the fireworks finale in the 4th of July.
It's a finale, all right.
Yes, that's right.
Good or bad, it's the
Christmas
finale.
Yeah, it's a fun one for sure. And if you guys are reading the description, then you already know what our song picks were. And by the way, our community once again gave us some great song picks over on Facebook, which, by the way, every week, guys, if you're not following us on our Facebook page or group, please feel free to join us, because what we do is during the week, we always post that next week's theme on there, and we always ask for suggestions. And a lot of times, your guys' picks will make one of our playlists for sure. So we really enjoy the engagement, and thank you so much for doing that. And it's a great way to interact with us on the show as well, because that's what we're all about here. We're all about building community here on Song Swap Showdown. And just a quick reminder, guys, if you do want to listen to the show on Radio Garden State, you can do that over on RadioGardenState.com. You can also listen to us through the Odyssey app and the TuneIn app. And coming very, very, very soon, there's going to be a Radio Garden State app. So that is coming. That is coming, guys. So, which will be a lot more fun, and I'll also be very interactive as well, because I think there's going to be a chat feature, so you'll be able to chat with all on-air hosts and things like that.
That's
so,
fun.
Much like how people do here, if they're watching on YouTube and Facebook, they'll be able to do that through the app if you're just listening to us on the radio. So that'll be very, very cool. All right, so let's jump into this today. We've got some great songs ready to go. I think that both our playlists, if I might say, I thought were all very well curated.
I think so.
Yeah, I thought they were great. I really did. I really enjoyed it. And by the way, we did add these. We do have a Song Swap Showdown Christmas playlist going. It's been going for the last couple of years, and we've been adding to it and all that. So you can actually get that on Spotify, and we'll post a link to that in the comments as well, and also in the show notes, so that way you guys can grab that if you want to listen to it. But yeah, that is on Spotify, and each year, Amanda and I add more and more songs, and we also put community recommendations in there as well. So check that out if you want to make that part of your cookie decorating or Christmas tree trimming, or just overall, holiday spirited. I guarantee you'll be holiday spirited by listening to that playlist.
For sure.
That's for sure. All right. So we got a lot of music to get to. Where are we starting? I guess if my song's going to be last.
Yes, it needs to be last.
It needs to be last. That means I need to do your song. You need to go first. Right?
No. You need to do my song first.
Right. Oh, right. I'm doing your song first. Guys, we're very organized here on Song Swap Show.
We're not good at mathing or like this type of stuff. But
no.
What we're really good at is putting on a show.
We really are. We really are. So your first song to me should come as no shock to anybody who listens to the show.
Not at all.
Because as we all know, for all our very long time listeners and community, is that Amanda is a huge Elvis fan.
Indeed.
Huge Elvis fan. She's got the receipts, even though she's been called out on YouTube for being a poser Elvis fan.
Silliness.
I will say I've known Amanda for a very long time, and Amanda is not a poser Elvis fan.
Nope.
Despite what YouTube says. I'm looking at you, YouTube.
That's right, specifically.
She's not a poser. But so you have shared with me the classic Elvis song, Santa Claus is Back in Town, off of the Elvis Presley Christmas record, which I do own.
As you should.
As I should. Originally released in 1957. I got to say something, too.
Yeah.
There is something, and I got to say, and this is for anybody else out there, if you agree with me or not, I'd love to hear from you. But I feel like there was something about Christmas music, holiday music that came out in the 50s, in the 60s, that just is so warm and like I feel like it's such a staple part. Like, why is it that so much great holiday recordings were done in the 50s and 60s? Like, why is that? And those songs are so like they just hold. In my eyes, they hold up. Amanda, your answer, please.
No, I feel that, and we've often said, like, what are the new songs that will take that slot of White Christmas, Jingle Bell Rock? Like, there's so many things that have just held this spot on a throne for a century almost. And so even though there's the Mariah Careys that have come along and some really great songs, the Michael Bublé's, I really don't think there's anything that's going to knock those out of that vintage core you put on a playlist, that those will come on first. Like, I don't know what these babies growing up, like Owen and your baby's age, and the girls' age, like, I don't know what they think about those songs, but for us, like, it just will never have that, like, what, top 50, top 25 list of core Christmas songs that, like you said, it's the nostalgia. It transports us back to when we were young.
Yeah, I think that I do agree with you. I think that the Mariah Carey song is definitely one. I mean, it's definitely become very memeable over especially this season too, with her, like people started back in October. I saw things like she's coming and like really funny memes. And I thought it was very funny and super cute. And that's become like totally a pop culture.
Agreed.
But like, even that is like old now. Like that was like 80s or early 90s.
I don't know when the date is.
But even that's been around for a long time
for decades at minimum.
And so I'm not quite sure where holiday music, the pantheon of what's going to be as legendary as some of these classics are. I don't know. I think it still is like, is it too soon? I don't know. I mean, I definitely know that like my girls will listen to the classic stuff because they're like, oh, we grew up listening to this. But they have their versions too. Like, I know they're very much about like the Justin Bieber holiday record. I definitely know Mariah Carey's a thing. There's some other holiday stuff that they've played for me too. I think Ariana Grande did a holiday record, and so they like a lot of the modern pop star stuff too, more like that stuff, as well as some of the classics. but I think their go-tos tend to be more of like their pop stars doing holiday, which, you know, when we talk about Elvis, like that's kind of the thing, like generationally, the current pop stars of the time do a holiday record. Like it seems it's like it has to be done because people want holiday music, and then they specifically were like, well, I'd love to hear if you know, Ariana Grande or you know, whoever, you know, huge pop star at the time doesn't drop the holiday.
I mean, all these people. And, you know, I kind of, the only thing that I can do to compare it is everyone knows my love for the Carpenters and A Christmas Portrait. I love that album. And while I love that album and Merry Christmas, Darling is my ultimate favorite from her or them, it still does not feel the same as hearing White Christmas. You know what I mean? It's just such an interesting thing. So I think there's something to that era that you were saying. I think there is something so special about that.
It seems like such a golden era. I mean, I know for me growing up as a kid, these records, the Crosby, Elvis Presley, you know, Dino, you know, the Dean Martin stuff, Frank Sinatra, like all the Motown stuff, of course, you know, all those the big, like I grew up with these records in like steady rotation in my house, to my grandparents, like it was on the radio, like WCBS FM, like this stuff was in like constant rotation. So I grew up with that, and that to me, like I connect the dots, and I'm like, that brings me back to my childhood, listening to that stuff and always being on. I think maybe that's where the connection is, and I think depending on where you grow up is sort of like where you then kind of imprint like these kinds of songs. But there's something about it, and I guess there's a lot of that nostalgic, the childhood side of things. But regardless, this is coming off. I'm going to bring this back here. So this is coming off of Elvis's Christmas album, released in 1957. And this song was originally written by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller, who wrote the song for Elvis in 57, just after they finished working with him on the songs for his film, Jailhouse Rock. And this is all coming courtesy of Songfacts.com, by the way. Elvis liked having the duo in the studio, and he thought they were his lucky charms. He was working on his first Christmas album when a call came in that they desperately needed one more song to complete it. Lieber and Stoller could write very quickly, so they found a utility closet, put the song together in a very short time. In More Songwriters and Songwriting, Stoller says it was 8 minutes, presented to the Elvis's manager, Colonel Tom Parker. And then Parker goes, "What took so long, boys?" While Elvis and the writing team of Lieber Stoller got along fantastically, Colonel Tom Parker was beginning to show his true colors at the time. Compelled by greed and increasing insecurity over the possibility that Elvis would slip through his fingers, Parker jealously fought off anyone who would get too close to Elvis without going through him first. Several incidents between Parker, Lieber, and Stoller had already happened by the time this song was written. Now, I had just said, I texted Amanda last week, Netflix has dropped a really good Elvis documentary, and it starts off, it basically kind of brings everything right up to the special, the 68, right, the 68 comeback special, and really dives into some really amazing behind the scenes stuff, and even showing like Elvis, like it was a really interesting look behind the scenes and what was going on with Elvis's career and how important that 68 comeback special was. And they dealt with everything from the start right up to all the stuff with Colonel Tom Parker, him going into the military, and his eventual almost pretty much decline before the 68 comeback special because of all the movies, because Colonel Tom Parker had wrapped him up into I think an 8-year or 9-year, I can't remember, but basically it was like at least a 7-year picture deal where all he was doing was making these movies and then putting out soundtracks to go with these films, and not being like Elvis the musician, just being Elvis the actor in these movies and just writing, like just doing music to accompany him. And man, I didn't realize how he had Lisa Marie Presley on there. He was very, very depressed during this time. He knew his star had really faded, and people were just kind of like almost treating him like as a joke at this point, because it was like, oh, you know, he was doing like just horrible, horrible movies. Despite of what you think about him, he was not a fan of doing those films, but he had these contracts and he had to do them. And so this 68 comeback special was really like, this was, if if that did not go the way it was, Elvis's career pretty much would have stopped right then and there.
I think so. I think I am a huge fan, as we've discussed, and I joke about how bad his movies are. Do I have them all? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Do I watch them over and over? Absolutely not. Like, they're a novelty as a fan of Elvis. It's part of a collection. But they're awful. And so much
they're not
under Elvis's threshold of what he was capable of and what, to your point, the desire of what he wanted to do. He was destined for the stage. He could work a room. He could work the audience. He loved his fans. He got fed off of his fans.
Yeah.
I mean, so it just, to be behind a camera isn't the thing.
Yeah, there was one point in that documentary, and I know we're going off on a little bit of a tangent, but we are talking about Elvis, and I do recommend you guys watch this Netflix thing, because especially if you're an Elvis fan or a mild Elvis fan or just interested in music documentaries, it was really well done. But I really like the one part that they were saying that, because Elvis was, because he's a musician first, not an actor and all that. He's a musician first, and literally they were saying in most of the times in all the films, the minute they would call cut, he would go back to his dressing room and be jamming with and making music with whatever musicians were around, and that would be his dressing room, and just be Elvis singing, playing guitar, just jamming in between takes, because that was it. All he wanted to do was make music, and people, I think you gotta the jumpsuits, all that stuff, but Elvis as a musician first, as a singer, as a guy who was a fan of gospel music. They talked about Elvis growing up, and how he would sit outside the church and listen to the gospel singing, and that was how he heard music. There was he didn't have a record player. They were poor. They didn't have this growing up. So he would go and sit outside the church and listen to the singing and sing along to learn how to sing. And that's where Elvis basically really learned how to sing, and why he has and why he even did gospel records later on and all, because he was a huge fan of gospel music.
And a lot of people will think those gospel albums are one-offs, but really they were at the root of he became to sing what he sang and how he sang it. I mean, you can just hear it in all of his music, really. He's just, and I think from a business standpoint, his career is so interesting to digest from a business standpoint.
It really is.
And how important it is to surround yourself with people who really have your best interest, because let's be honest, Colonel was awful.
No, he was terrible.
He was terrible. He robbed him blind. Now, shame on Elvis for not paying attention a little bit, too.
But he was also very young and naive and just...
Exactly.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, took advantage of that.
Very much so. So I do find it interesting that he was as popular for as selfish as Colonel was, because he just wanted the quick buck.
Right. Yeah.
And things just kind of worked out for Elvis. And I'm really grateful he had that. And I've said it before, that last hurrah. He went out, kind of on top in a great way, because he's not one that could have aged gracefully. I know that.
Yeah.
He just couldn't have.
I'm not so sure.
He would have had a really hard time. We've talked about Johnny Cash and how he went out with his boots on his terms and kept going. I don't know that Elvis would have had the ability to go into a little cabin and just create music behind the scenes quietly.
Yeah, I'm not sure, I mean, but then again,
his fans.
He loved his fans. He loved having a crowd, but I don't know, when you hear some of the stuff and the stories about him kind of just continuing making music, and even after shows, he would just go and he'd still be playing music. He would find places to just go and play, not just all he wanted. So it was a really cool. Anyway, I highly recommend the documentary, but bringing it back, because when I listen to this I listen to this Christmas record actually with renewed ears, actually, after watching that documentary.
Yeah.
I actually have, I think, a bigger appreciation for the Christmas record. And I know Christmas records, we talk about novelty and all this, but there's actually this is actually very good quality made Christmas record. And I think this song is actually a pretty high quality song, to be honest with you. It does, a world where, and especially with holiday music, is honestly, guys, it's very disposable, right? I mean,
Very.
and you really listen to it once a year, and you kind of have your favorites and your go-tos and all that, and not everybody has a lot of room, and some people just hate holiday music, which I get 100%. I understand it, but I feel like in the world of holiday music, I feel like that this stuff has stood the test of time when Elvis, because it just is well made. It's well crafted, I think. Like, and I'm listening to the quality of his singing on it, even though it's like, okay, the song was written in 8 minutes and all that.
Yeah.
But like Elvis always surrounded himself with great musicians, always the best. And I feel like, as much as people say, well, Elvis sold this, I don't know. I listened to his vocal performance on this record again, and I go, you know what? He's giving it, like he sounds great. I was really like listening to it with kind of renewed ears, by the way, when I was listening to this song again.
And I feel like all of his Christmas albums still are Elvis-ish.
They're very Elvis-ish. Like, it's his sound. It's Elvis's sound.
And that's what I enjoy about that. It's not like, oh, well, we have to just make a Christmas album, so try your best. No, like, I feel like the songs were, this one was very specifically written for Elvis, and I think that shows. And how many times has something been written on a napkin that we've featured on the show, and things have gold has been written in 10 minutes or less. So common. Like, it's so common. But when you know your craft, you can do it well. Like, Chris, you could knock out, if I said you got 15 minutes to give me a 3-hour course on business, you could do it.
I'm sure I probably.
You know what I mean? So when you know your craft, like, just because it's limited time doesn't mean it's inferior when you know what you're doing.
Right. No, I agree. I agree with that. And so, all right, so let's do this, because we're all about talking about music and playing music.
Yeah.
By the way, I heard I read a latest YouTube comment about one of our videos that goes, "Just shut up and watch and play the video." I was like, all right.
Okay. What?
So I'm gonna take this YouTube commenter's advice. I'm just gonna shut up and play the song, because
It's a music commentary show.
It's a music commentary show, but just shut up and play the music. All right, you got it. You got it, pal.
Yes, sir.
All right. So here is Santa Claus is Back in Town by
He sure is.
Elvis
He's gearing up.
Presley. He is.
Christmas,
I'll get ready for it.
Christmas. Well, it's Christmas time, pretty baby, and the snow is falling on the ground. Well, it's Christmas time, pretty baby, and the snow is falling down. Well, you be a real good little girl. Santa Claus is back in town. Got no sleigh with reindeer, no sack on my back. You wanna see me coming in a big black Cadillac? Oh, the Christmas time, pretty baby, and the snow is falling on the ground. Well, you be a real good little baby. Santa Claus is back in town.
Yeah. See, and the thing about this recording too of Santa Claus is Back in Town is I love the production on this. It's so loose and garagey sounding, and I feel like Elvis's voice sounds great in this. I like this, because this record's got your traditional covers on it, but I like that this is an original song. The Santa Claus is Back in Town, and it's so Elvis. It's got the swagger, the coolness, like you just like, I don't know, you just like see Santa Claus like rocking out with like a pair of sunglasses on, or like it's a very cool song. It's a very cool song, and this I think goes really well with your final song to me, because of how much I love J.D. McPherson, and his Christmas record is very Elvis-y,
Very.
and I like that a lot. So where do I rate this on a scale of 1 to 5 records?
Yes, indeed.
Then
Where?
So as a Christmas song, it holds up for sure. I think that the Elvis Christmas record as a whole is a great Christmas record to listen to. It's a lot of fun. And I think that this song for an original song is really good. It's really good. So I'm going to give this a solid 4 records, man. This is a solid 4 record tune.
Thank you for that.
Yes, this is a solid 4 record Christmas song for sure.
Very good.
I'm going to give it 4 candy
good.
canes.
There we go. 4 candy canes. I like it.
Yeah, I like this version a lot. And while he's got some of his other songs on there and all that are like, okay, you've heard some, but like this is one that like should be on everybody's like playlist for Christmas because it's a cool tune and it's an original one. And I just think it captures Elvis like really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I dig it. It's a good one for sure. So that is mine rating. Guys, how would you rate Elvis's Santa Claus is Back in Town on a scale of 1 to 5 records? We'd love to hear from you if you're playing the game of Song Swap Showdown at home, because everybody loves to do that around on Christmas Eve. You guys can play the game of Song Swap Showdown.
Yes.
You're all sitting around a table listening to holiday music and you'd be like, how would you rate that Ariana Grande song on a scale of 1 to 5 records? See, guys, this is how easy it is to play and then tally it up at the end and see who reigns
true.
supreme. So that's the
Yes.
point. Whose playlist will reign supreme today?
That's right. You can have the battle of the playlist.
The battle of the playlist.
Battle of the playlist.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to your first song to me, Chris Bagley O, which
Yes.
was Up on the Housetop by August Burns Red.
Yes.
And just so you all know, there's no vocals in this.
Nope. It is an instrumental, and I know I've given you the August
Yes.
Burns Red.
Yes.
They are just great. Every year they do the Christmas Burns Red show in their hometown where they do like 2 nights and they have all different bands play. It's a giant celebration. They play this, they play their other stuff. But yeah, this is like become a Christmas staple for me is listening to August Burns Red instrumental stuff.
Well, and I remember the first time you had sent me one of their songs, I was like, where are the lyrics? And I really thought I put the wrong song on the playlist, and it's not. It's just an instrumental thing. So this is the very traditional Up on the Housetop, right? Like it's a cover, but it's got their spin to it. So they're it's not too much. Let's put it that way. I feel like we should play a little bit of this one first before we dive too much into it.
Sure.
Is that fair?
Sure.
Because
yeah, no problem.
people know the traditional Up on the Housetop song.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
This is not the
So
traditional.
for those of you that don't know who August Burns Red are, they are a very long. They've been around for almost 20 years at this point, and they're basically a metalcore band. I mean, and they've been doing their thing, and normally, yes, their songs have lyrics and all that. And we have talked about August Burns Red many times on the show. I love August Burns Red. They're a great band. They're great dudes. And they're one of those bands that just put out great music. It's very heavy, very, very heavy. So most people, it's not accessible to people that aren't into the metalcore scene. Mm-hmm. But I love that they do the fun stuff. Like they put out holiday stuff every year because they just do. Way. And they're amazing musicians. So this is basically Up on the Housetop done August Burns Red style. And of course, as Amanda said, it's all instrumental.
Which I really like instrumental. I have no issue with just instrumental.
No.
Sometimes it's nice to have that break. Typically it's not this edgy that I listen to, just instrumental, but this was a fun treat.
All right, so here we go, guys. Here's Up on the Housetop, a little bit of this by August Burns Red. So good. This will wake you up. This is good cookie making music.
When you expect that.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Of course, you gotta have a breakdown. So good. So good. And you know, and what I like too is they keep it short. It's 2 minutes and 50 seconds long, and they don't overstay their welcome on this. And I really, like I said, I look forward every year. They usually drop a song or two. They did just drop a new song this season. For anybody out there who cares, but they did Waltz of the Flowers is their new holiday song that they just released, like literally last week. They did Waltz of the Flowers, so that's out now. But I look forward to it every year. It's become like a little like holiday treat. Like, what song is August Burns Red going to drop this year for the holidays? And so then you got a whole bunch of stuff out there. Some original stuff. They've done some original instrumentals, but they've been doing some covers and stuff too. So anyway, it's a lot of fun.
And you know, while I dare use the words, and I think I said it earlier, like, this isn't too much. I know that might seem weird coming from my mouth, but I mean, when you go to see the what is the
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, yeah,
they're very loud.
Oh yeah, they're great.
It's very energetic. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So
it's very theatrical and big, yeah.
Yes, and I kind of am putting this into that same bracket where there are some things that are large. Like, if you are out walking in Detroit, we have Campus Martius, which is it has a skating rink. It's got the big tree. It has like these little like sheds that have little businesses in them, and it's just super cute. And so I could hear this being played to maybe some of the tree dancing, you know, where the lights and stuff like that. And so I feel like this has a spot in holiday music.
Right.
Will I put this on while doing cookie decorating, to your point? I don't know.
Will it be on pressed? Will it play inside of Pressed Rose's hollowed walls?
No, but you know what it might play on is when we're doing the flippin' gingerbread houses.
Oh, I like that. So this is good gingerbread making music. Oh, I didn't even think about the gingerbread.
Oh, there's cookie making where you want the experience, right? You want to. It's fun. It's meant to be a memory.
Yeah.
Those gingerbread kits are on a whole different level of angry.
They're meant to fail.
They're meant to fail. They're meant to cause fights. So this, I feel like, is the perfect gingerbread house making song where you're just like, I'm going to pull up my hair, or on like a holiday movie that there's like a chase going on or something weird. I think this definitely has a place. So I actually really like this song, if I'm being honest. Yeah,
excellent.
It's fun.
All right, very cool. Well, where would you rate this now on a scale 1 to 5 records, Amanda Sharp?
So this is where I'm a little conflicted because, like, is this going to play on my normal playlist that I just listen to, like, in the car all year round, or you know, as I'm cleaning the house this time of year? Probably not. But it has a place, and I think for a party or all the places and examples I've already given, I think it has a place. So I'm gonna meet in the middle of, like, I think for like gingerbread decorating, it's a 4.5.
Wow! Okay. Holy
crap!
Okay. All right. Sorry.
I know you got really excited. I'm so sorry.
I did.
But for like everyday holidayness, probably like a 3.5. So I'm gonna meet in the middle, and I'm gonna also give this one a 4 record. And I think that's really fair, which is good, right?
That is very fair. I did not expect a rating that high off this. So
this is great.
That was a very, very unexpected rating, but very happy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So yeah, guys, once again, where would you rate this song on a scale of 1 to 5 records? If you're playing along with us at home, let us know. And of course, if you're listening on Spotify, they've got the whole comments section there, so let us know. You can drop them in and let us know what you thought of any of these songs and what your rating would be. And I just want to say real quick, our VP of the VIPs, Mr. Dave Mattingly, checking in, and I see a ton of comments, which we will be getting to. He was just going back to the Elvis song. He had rated Elvis's tune 2.8 records. So there are only a few Elvis songs that I like, but I appreciate that he leaned into the blues on this one. So for Dave, it was more of a closer to mid for him on a 2.8. You know, that's getting close to the mid. It's probably not something it sounds like he would choose to put on, but it's also not something he sounds like he's going to necessarily skip.
And you know what? It is okay if skippage does happen, because not everybody is an Elvis fan.
Yeah. I also like this Good Morning Santa Showdown. See, Dave, we need Dave to just
good. I know.
Damn, Dave, you're so good.
You know, if he just took over our show for us, I have no doubt we would be amazing.
He'd just be. God, Dave should just be our producer for crying out loud.
Producer, manager. He
Yeah,
needs to
everything.
be our Colonel Parker.
Colonel Parker. But he's like a nice version.
But he's a nice version and a good version.
Yeah, good
Dave,
version.
We're proposing to you. Will you be our Colonel Parker?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that would
He's
be
like,
amazing.
and we just lost a viewer.
And I'm out. I'm out. Out.
He's gone.
And for all those reasons, I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. All right, so yeah, so I like that rating. So thank you so much for a 4 record rating. So just to catch everybody up, if you're tuning in now, we already gone through 2 of our songs. We did Santa Claus is Back in Town by Elvis, and I gave that a 4 record for Amanda, and then I gave her I gave her Up on the Housetop by August Burns Red, and she gave me a 4 record rating. So right now we're at 4 and 4. Pretty good.
Neck to neck here
Neck
on this
to neck.
holiday Santa
Not
themed
and
show.
Dave's rating on this is 3.6 for Up on the Housetop, almost as high as Amanda's surprise rating. I am also surprised that Dave gave that a high rating. So thank you, Dave. I'm glad he liked that one. All right. So very cool. We'll get. I think we should do song 2s, right? Let's do our song.
let's
Actually,
do
you know what? Before we do song 2, let's do this really quick too. Let's pay the bills around here, and let's thank our amazing sponsor, Cardiac Attack Coffee, guys. So listen, we talked about this. The holidays are coming up very, very fast. We are in holiday season, hence that's why we're doing holiday shows. And if you are looking to get somebody something special, something a little different than like the normal, I don't know, whatever that you tell you this, go and support local small businesses. Get Cardiac Attack Coffee, right? These guys are great, owned by 3 amazing individuals who really started this out of their own, I want to say out of their garage, but I don't know where they started it. But anyway, they started it right here in New Jersey. It's a great single origin coffee. They come 3 different varieties of dark, medium, and light roast. You can get whole bean or ground. Also, they got some cold brew kits as well, which are very, very cool. And they even have like a cool little sampler pack now too. You can get all 3 and taste which ones you want. Excellent merch, great merch game between mugs, glassware, t-shirts. Actually, they just dropped like something I was on. They dropped like this whole like skater like line of stuff, and I was like, man,
Yeah, you sent it to me. They're so cool.
it's so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna share real quick because I actually just put up some new merch
They're
because
really cool.
Black Friday they just dropped some very cool merch, and I just these guys are just excellent, and I really look at this to take it easy. Look at that. It's very cool. And for anybody not watching live, make sure you go back and watch the video. But like they got the Cardiac Attack, like going in the mountains with the gorilla. They got the heart with the skateboard holding a cup of coffee. Very, very cool wear. So if you're into like the skater, punk culture, all that, great cool beanies. Listen, these guys are just really cool dudes. And once again, the coffee's great. Amanda and I have been drinking this coffee now for the last bunch of months.
Yep.
And I can't even do a show without this coffee. So listen, if you guys want to get your heart pumping, if you're into action sports, if you're into exercise, this is a coffee that goes right along with your lifestyle. So get your heart pumping, guys. Cardiac Attack Coffee. Get it now. Get it for yourself. And then give it to people for Christmas. So like put in an order. And to make things easier, you can use our code Song Swap Showdown at checkout. You get 15% off. So that way you can buy multiple. So buy some for yourself because, you know, you've been good this year. Buy a little Christmas gift for yourself, holiday gift, Hanukkah gift, whatever. Just a gift. And then buy some for some friends. Get the sampler packs. Those are great. Or the cold brew kits. Really cool. And maybe a mug or 2. You know, do that.
There we go.
There you go. So guys, head over to cardiacattackcoffee.com right now. Use the code Song Swap Showdown for 15% off your order. Get your heart pumping with Cardiac Attack Coffee. There you go. Mic drop. And they're from Jersey.
You sounded a little like Theo Von when you just
Theo
did that.
Von, yeah. Mic drop.
I am slightly obsessed with him right now.
Are you really?
Do you like Theo Von?
I don't hate him. I mean, I think he's fun.
I feel like he's the man version of what my brain thinks.
Yeah. Dave coming in with, oh, sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, I was just going to say he's just saying it out loud where Marcus is like, inside brain thoughts, man.
Inside brain thoughts. Well, there is. It's like, oh, sorry, my inner monologue is coming out again. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Can you guys hear this? Like, oh, okay. I am saying this out loud. Okay. I just want to make sure. Yeah. So Dave coming in with saying, I'm not really Colonel Parker. I'm more of a Captain Crunch.
We will take you as our Captain
Yeah,
Crunch,
yeah.
sir.
And he's saying, I don't like Christmas or Christmas music, so this month's music is all starting at a disadvantage for me. Listen, Dave, it's okay. But this is why Amanda and I try to find tunes that have a little different spin on the holidays instead of the same old, same old. So
Yes.
with that being said, let's move into your second tune for me, which I really enjoyed.
Good.
I
was
really enjoyed this
hoping.
one. Now, I didn't know who this was. So, guys, we're talking about Jamie Cullum, So Many Santas. And I didn't know who Jamie Cullum was. So this is the first time I had ever heard him. But he is a British jazz musician. And he's actually been releasing music for quite some time. And this is coming off of his 9th studio record that was released in November 20th called The Piano Man at Christmas.
Great title.
Excuse me.
Great title.
And for all you Beatles fans out there, it was actually recorded at Abbey Road Studios in Studio 2 and features 57 of UK's best musicians. And the record was also produced by Greg Wells. And this is a record that he really wanted to do. He did a lot of originals on this, mostly all originals now that I'm looking at it. So, which I actually really find is very cool. Yeah, they're all originals. Wow.
And I'm in my jazz era, so he pops up. So I've recently, within the last year, discovered him.
So I will say, full disclosure right now, because I heard this one song, I'm like already saved this whole record. I did.
Fantastic.
I went to Spotify and I hit the save button. So, but yeah, I really dug this one. I'm like, I gotta find this on vinyl because there's something about Christmas music and vinyl goes
Is
hand in
that
hand.
not the truth?
Yeah. Dave is saying I've heard "Get Your Way" from Jamie Cullum. So, and this is actually makes me I want to go hear his non-Christmas stuff now too.
Yep. Agreed.
So, but yeah, so let's listen to some of this because I think this is a really cool tune. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. So many Santas, and I love how he kind of talks about all the different versions of Santas and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and when he was writing this song, it was kind of came from the perspective of a kid walking down the street and seeing all these Santas.
yeah,
And
I thought that was really
like what
cool.
their little brain would be thinking. Like it could be very confusing this time of year when you're like, but Santa was just there and Santa was there. It's hard
Yeah.
for parents to explain that.
Yeah, I hear you. It is. It is hard to explain that. Why is Santa here? I'm like, well, those are elves. They're
Sense of
helpers.
cover.
There's the one whose hat is falling off his head. There's the one who doesn't look like he could drive a sled. So take me to the leader of the greatest renown. 'Cause there's so many Santas in this town. Yeah. Now there's the one who can't control his 8 reindeer. And that one at the mall seems to lack some basic cheer. So take me to the North Pole, to the top of the tree. 'Cause there's so many Santas. Do you agree? Though there's magic in all of his brethren, they always report to the king. He's the one who's at the heart of the engine. He's the one who makes us all sing. So if you walk by one of St. Nicholas Dynasty, be assured that he's part of the majesty, the guardians of Christmas, the jewels in the crown. But there's so many Santas in this town. But I love every one of these old clowns. Now where's the one who turns the whole world upside down?
Yeah, so I really dig this, and while he, like I guess you could kind of put him in the crooner category of jazzy, but there's a definitely different quality about his voice because he is not super smooth. Like he's got a little raspiness, I feel like, to his crooning voice, and I really like that. It's not so like perfect, like completely clean. Like he's got a lot of soul. I like it. I really dig this, and I like the instrumentation, the production on it sounds huge. Like I love all the different players on this one, and it's a fun song. It's got that like
A little cheeky.
It's like dun, 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 dun. Like I totally can hear this, like, hanging out in the bar or something like that, having my little scotch drink and like
Yes.
listening to this, like, yeah.
And the descriptions of all the Santas. We've all seen those Santas.
We've all seen those Santas. It's
The
great.
one that you're like, how did he get this
Yeah,
job?
yeah, or the one that can't drive, the one that doesn't look like he should be driving. I'm like, oh my god, like, yeah, you're like, wow, like,
They're everywhere this time of year. So yeah, I feel like this is just a cute adult song to enjoy.
It is. It's very cheeky, and I thought it was good, and I like that. Once again, I like that it's an original, and I think it fits in really well. It's not cheesy. It's well produced, well done. Like we were just about the Elvis one, your other song, which is an original Elvis tune, and I really like that one. It doesn't sound like they just mailed it in.
Right.
I'll
just to check a box.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, the fans want something. Let's pump out a holiday record because everybody's gonna buy it and all that stuff. Like, it doesn't sound so manufactured. It's like, they went in, they did instrumentation. He wrote here. He goes, he said, so I set myself the task to try and write 10 original Christmas songs that used these skills and obsessions to create something uncynical and adventurous, full of the joys and complexities of the season that could be something you feel like reaching for every year. And I thought that was a really great quote by him to talk about why he made this record. I thought that was very cool.
And to know, like, this is something that will get turned on once a year.
Yeah.
To create 10 songs, put in a lot of effort, knowing that it's not going to be a year-long thing. That must be really hard. Like, to put your heart and soul and go, okay, I got 30 days for them to listen to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very seasonal thing. Or if you're in Amanda's case, she listens to Christmas music all year round. But
sure do.
Dave is saying Jamie Cullum's voice reminds him a bit of Brian Seltzer from the Stray Cats. Yes, Dave, you put your finger, like, yes, I agree with you. Very Brian Setzer-esque, for sure. And Dave has revealed his rating.
Woo!
For this song, by the way. If I can get his there it is. So Dave is saying a 4.3 for Jamie Cullum for Dave. So he is rating his 4.3 records out of 5 records. Well, Dave, I am not too far behind you, my friend.
Okay.
I also really enjoyed this song. And I was saying before, I've actually wow, this record's cool. Like, I saved the whole record. Like, I've been listening to it. So I'm in, and now I want to hear other Jamie Cullum stuff too because of it. So, mission accomplished, Mr. Cullum. Yeah, mission accomplished. No, I really like this one, and I'm not too far behind you, Dave. I'm gonna give this one a 4.4.
Ooh, so you're ahead of him.
I'm ahead of him is what I meant to say. Sorry, yeah, I'm slightly ahead of you, Dave.
I was like, 4.4 down wrong.
Yeah. I only because, like I said, I feel like this was a really good song. It got me interested in Jamie Cullum, got me interested in the whole record, and now even has me interested in hearing his other non-holiday stuff. So yeah,
perfect.
So it's a good rabbit hole song.
I received that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And let me tell you about my Santa that I have at Pressed Rose.
Let's hear about that.
Okay, so
let's hear all about
the 3rd year I'm going to have him. Now, when I tell you he is the most magical Santa, there's nothing I'm lying about. This man is so tall. Now, I'm very short, so keep that in mind. But imagine a kid looking up at this very, very, very tall man. And he's got this so help me God, he has a twinkle in his eye. He has twinkles in his eyes, Chris Baglio. Twinkles.
That's important. You gotta have a Santa that looks like he's alive.
And it's like this. Okay, so he's looking, and it's like a little tink. Like, you can almost hear the little sound that they put in a movie, like tink, like the little star or something like that. Yes, and his voice is so perfect. Yes, and he has the answer to everything. And this man did not go to Santa school. No.
Well,
he is just gifted.
Sounds like to me he might actually be Santa.
I question that myself, because even the apparel.
Yeah.
Best one I've ever seen.
You have a miracle. I was going to say nightmare in front of You have a miracle on 34th Street scenario going on.
Honestly, I feel like I do. And every time we message each other, he always ends it with, always believe.
Oh, that is awesome.
Amazing, you guys. Oh,
That's awesome. So my father coming in would definitely want to find this album. He's talking about the Jamie Cullum.
That's wonderful.
Dad, I will send it to you when we're wrapped up. I will text you the link so you can hear the full record.
Perfect. Yay.
Yes, and he has a record player too. Maybe I'll have to find this record and send it to him for the holidays.
There is something like anything I buy, it is only coming in record form these days. I do not buy
Records
anything
are
other.
the best. Records are the best. They
There's
are the best.
something just so nostalgic about it. It just feels so good.
It's how we grew up. It's how we grew up.
And it's like to take it's so different than a CD too. Like a CD you just shove in.
Right.
But there's such care to putting that on an album. I love it. I love it.
The CD sounds better. It's a much more superior audio format.
Sure.
But the pops, the crackles, the holding the record, it's an experience. Mm-hmm. Yes, the CD's better audio fidelity, 100%, but it's not as experiential as the record.
And when you're listening to something, guys. It's true. But when you're listening to something like So Many Santas, there is such leeway to hear those additional sounds. It almost enhances the experience where, if you're listening to something brand new, no, you maybe not want to hear those things. But anyway, all right. So Chris, your second song to me for today was Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Another cover, but this is by a whole group of people. Alice Cooper, John Five, Billy Sheehan, and then Vinny Apice.
Vinny Apice.
Apice. Yeah. Oh, it makes so much sense now. I'm like, Apice? Well, I mean, I'll say this for those who maybe have not heard it yet. It is a version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Yet, is it the version you want to put on during Christmas? I'm not so sure.
Well, I think it depends if you want something different and a little more edgier. It's the way to go. And plus, I've always appreciated Alice Cooper a lot. I mean, Alice Cooper always has fun during the holidays.
It's clear that he does.
He does a lot of charity stuff too, especially as he's gotten older. But he's always been a charitable guy, and anytime he can contribute something where they're going to do something fun or charitable, he will. And this is coming off of the Wish You a Metal Christmas and a Headbanging New Year, and this was a record that came out.
Perfect for that.
Yep, back in 2010, and it's all the different metal singers at the time, and metal players, like all guys that have been bands, and they all got together and they did different versions. I mean, you have Lemmy on here, of course, Lemmy, Ronnie James Dio, Jeff Tate from Queensryche, Rudy Sarzo, Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath, James Lomenzo from White Lion, George Lynch, Doug Pinnick. I mean, it is a Tim Ripper Owens, Steve Morse, Chuck Billy, Scott Ian. I mean, this whole thing, Stephen Pearcy, Jolyn Turner, Tommy Shaw. It is a complete who's who of players from all the 80s hard rock metal bands throughout the years. And I really like it's a fun record. These guys you could tell a lot of them, especially a lot of these versions, while they may not be awesome, you could tell everybody is having a ton of fun putting these together. And I think that he's I like this version because it's total Alice Cooper and all these players on it. So I don't know, it's a fun version if you like hard rock metal.
Listen, I think when you sent this to me, I knew exactly what I was in for.
Yeah, I knew you knew it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play this. It's gonna be fun, and maybe you'll like it.
Yeah, and
it's like an all-star.
And I didn't know the significance of everybody, but I knew everyone was of significance on this song panel or of artists, and so it's just fun. Will it be in Press Rose? No. Will I be listening to it in my car? No. Do any of the radio stations I listen to have it on? No. Do my playlist on my phone have it on? No. But I'm glad that I heard it.
Yeah, it's like basically like every song on here is like a super group of all the who's who. And I gotta tell you, the one song on here which I think is really, really good, which I actually feel like you would really enjoy.
Okay.
I highly recommend is the Happy Christmas War is Over, of course, the John Lennon and Tommy Shaw, and Steve Lukather from Toto, and Tommy Shaw, of course, of Styx, and Dan Yang. And I've always loved Tommy Show's voice. The guy is such a good singer. They do a really, really great version of that song. And it's a great way to end the record. So while everybody's doing loud and all that, it's an excellent way to like cap this record off with a very positive message of happy Christmas, war is over. I highly recommend that song in particular to search it out if no one's ever heard that version before. It's very good. It's very good.
And it
Just
shows,
saying.
in the rock of the album or the craziness of the album to wrap it out with a good message.
Yeah, and maybe I was gonna say maybe if we have some time for Radio Garden State people, I'll play it if we got some time.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love that.
So Dave is saying, I highly admire Alice Cooper's outreach since he turned to the Lord. Yes, he did. He became a born again a few years back. Alice Cooper, of course, always suffered from a lot of he was a raging alcoholic, and he's been sober for many, many years and helps others
Good for him.
get through that. He's become a pro golfer in all this time too. Alice Cooper's a pro golfer.
Is he really?
Yep. And he does a lot of charity golf outings and all that. Oh yeah, Alice Cooper has become a huge golfer. He's very good.
So fun.
Yeah. Dave's saying, I listen to Alice Cooper's Love It to Death record, 1971, so much growing up that the vinyl wore out. Yeah. Great record, by the way. So, a lot of Alice Cooper fans out there. So, all right. Go ahead.
I appreciate from a brand perspective. I mean, he stays consistent.
Yeah.
He's Alice Cooper.
He's Alice Cooper. And just to say some of the other guys on this record, too, like John Five, guy's a monster guitar player. Right now, currently playing in Motley Crue. But he plays in Rob Zombie's band. He has his own stuff out. He has played with David Lee Roth he is a guy that shows up on tons of records. Guy's a sick guitar player, and his own solo stuff is great. Billy Sheehan also played with David Lee Roth, an amazing bass player, Winery Dogs, so many bands Billy Sheehan's been in, and of course Vinny Apice, Vinny, right? Vinny Apice on this.
Yep.
Played with Black Sabbath, played in Dio's band. Another monster drummer, great player. So it's just, that's why I said, everybody's like a super group on this. It's really fun. So anyway, all right. So let's play a little bit of Santa Claus. But and Claus is spelled Claws, as in Claus. So it reminds me of it feels like this could have been Nightmare Before Christmas, I think.
Sure.
Sure.
No argument there.
SantaClaws. Santa Claus.
So great.
Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
I just picture everybody laughing and smiling as they're playing this.
He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping.
I mean, it is. It's a scary song.
Maybe this is the way it should have been sung from the beginning.
I mean, you're being threatened.
I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Your town.
Ow.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he knows where you live.
This could have been on our stalker song.
Yeah.
He knows what lives under your bed.
Oh, it's so good. All right. It's a good one, guys. If you never heard it before, now you've heard it. But it's very cheeky. But I'm telling you, the song, if you just break down the lyrics to Santa Claus is Coming to Town, it's a frightening song.
No argument there. There's no argument coming from me.
So
it's truly, again, I expected no less when I hit the play button on this one. I mean, it was very clear what I was going to get.
Yeah, Dave, it's not quite as good as Twisted Sister's Christmas album, but this is fun. The Twisted Sister Christmas album is an S-tier Christmas record. It's amazing. Like, that record is a must listen to every single year, start to finish. It's great. It's fun. Those guys, you can actually hear them like laughing in between takes. It's great. That's a fun one.
The problem with this song for me is where would I put it in my life? You know what I mean?
Just put it on. Just put it on. It doesn't have to be part of your. Just nestle it in a playlist with other songs.
All right.
Like the August Burns Red song could, and this is why I had this sequence to my playlist like this. It perfectly complements the August Burns Red song.
I don't argue that you're accurate there. I just don't know that it. You know where it's nestled? It's nestled on the Song Swap Showdown playlist. That's where it's nestled.
It definitely is there. It's definitely there.
And I will listen to it from that perspective. I just can't imagine this one's going on any. But you know what? It's fun. It's edgy. I think I could see it in movies if there's some sort of like Christmas theft or something like that. And people are trying to be mischievous. I feel like there's a lot of mischievous happenings in Christmas movies for some reason. So I'm going to give it a 3.0.
All right, so you're rating us on a scale 1 to 5 records, you're gonna give it a 3 record.
A 3 record.
You're begrudgingly doing that, but
yeah, I do want to give it more. I just can't quite hold the greatest of space for it. But
you and Dave are not too far apart. He's giving it a 3.2.
Okay, so I feel like, and maybe even a 3.2 would have been more appropriate from me, but it's just not. I'm glad I heard it. I'm glad I'm aware that it exists. I just can't imagine I'm gonna listen to it.
Okay, all right.
But that's that.
All right. Well, very good, very good. You have spoken. I appreciate your.
That is that.
And that is. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm shocked because this is actually. Sure. I kind of felt like you were gonna give it somewhere in the 3, low 3s for this one. I didn't think I would make the 2s, but I. Thought that you'd get the 3s somewhere, so I'm not too far off from where
I gave up on the house
my
top
expectation
4, so that's
you
pretty
did
good.
You did
That's pretty good.
You did. I know you're saving it all up for my last song, which will be a good one.
You guys buckle up.
Yeah,
buckle up.
Yeah. So Dave Manning said there are so many sexy Santas with Claus on the house top. Oh, look at him combining all the songs that we're doing together. I love it. Woo! Dave, the man. All right, so before we now move into our third and final songs, right? Because we just did our 2. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm losing count. I do want to recognize the comments that we've gotten because, as always, we've got some great song picks from our community, and of course, Mr. Ian from Australia, who hasn't been able to join us live as the time difference, but he is been on the edge of my chair all week long, wondering if any of my picks from last week were hits with relatives. I can't answer that because I don't have answers for you yet.
I have to say, Marcus was out of town this week. I picked him up from the airport today, so I will give those suggestions to him today.
I will. So thank you for checking on it, Ian. But he said, before going off to bed, only 23 more sleeps. Yep. I am leaving a present for you all. The ones who have been good, at least Santa Claus is back in town by Delta Good Rem. Ooh. Santa Claus is back in town by Delta Good Rem. So that is a version, I guess, of the Elvis Presley song that we heard.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that.
Delta Good Rem. Okay.
Okay. So the ones who have been good, at least, and Santa Claus is back. I don't know if that's a full title, but
no, I think he's saying I'm leaving a present for you all. The ones who have at least been good.
Thank you, Amanda, for actually being the competent one on this show.
Hardly.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Dave Mattingly. Songs for Chris. Alice Cooper. Santa Claus is coming to town. Wow. Look at that. Clarence Carter. Backdoor Santa. And La Funky Simia. Satan Claus. La Funky Simia.
I really need to see that movie, the Dear Satan movie. That looks so cute.
It does look cute.
I shouldn't say cute because it involves the devil, but it's still.
You're so rebellious in your older age. I love it.
I know.
All right, so Santa songs for Amanda. Kip Adada. I saw Daddy Kissing Santa Claus. They Might Be Giant Santa's Beard. That's a classic. And Weird Al Yankovic, The Night Santa Went Crazy. Weird Al.
We all go crazy here and there.
By the way, that
Okay.
Weird Al movie that they did with Daniel Radcliffe was really good. I thought it was really funny. It's on Roku channel or whatever. I don't know, but it came out last year. It was funny. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to give it away. Anyway, I recommend it, guys. It's called Weird or Weird Al. I forgot. Yeah, it's very funny. All right. Then he's he was saying I saw the recent Bonhoeffer movie about the German preacher during World War II and was surprised to learn that he also played jazz piano in Harlem. Oh, so he's talking about, this is going back to when we were talking about Elvis.
Gotcha.
So, all right. So, guys, once again, if there's anything that you feel like we should listen to or what should have made our playlist, we want to hear from you. Leave it in the comments below. Also, you could do that on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, all the places. All right, let's move into our third and final songs to each other. Amanda, you gave me a great song. You kind of stacked it a little bit because you knew where I was going to go with this. But I love it because this is Claus versus Claus by J.D. McPherson featuring Lucy Silvis. And you know how much of a big J.D. McPherson fan I am. And I love his holiday record, Socks. If you are not listening to Socks, if it is not part of your holiday playing list or whatever, you have to listen to this record. I have it on vinyl. It's great. It's just, I've been listening. I've seen him do this Christmas show now a couple of years. Before COVID, I think I saw him do the Christmas show like twice, where he plays a full record. It is awesome. It is great. I love J.D. McPherson. He did drop a new record this year called Night Owls, which is out now, which I've already heard a bunch of tracks from that. It's very cool. I've posted videos on our Patreon. I love this record. I love J.D. McPherson, and this is a really fun song. And talk about a lot of originals on this record. Socks is a hilarious song. It's like a must listen to for the holidays, man. This is a staple for me.
And it's got just good sound to it. And this song I really liked because, like, think of like the holidays, the stress level if you're hosting.
It's great.
So like husband and wife, like they're on edge. They're kind of against each other. They've got different tasks that they're thinking of doing, and so. But at the end of the day, like, all's well that ends well.
Yeah. He had a strict edict for making this record, by the way, too, when he did it. He basically said, no jingle bells, no covers, and absolutely no schmaltz.
Fair enough.
That was his when they were making this record. And, you know, I've seen him now, like I've said a bunch of times. He's got a great band of musicians that he tours with. It's just, he's a solid act. If you've never seen J.D. McPherson live, I highly recommend it. During the pandemic, during lockdown, he did a Christmas special that you could buy and stream, which was really great. It might even be up on YouTube now because it's been a little bit, but that was fun. It's like he did a whole like holiday special thing, and it was a lot of fun. I gotta see if I could find it and send it to you because if they did put it out. But I remember I bought it. It was like $14 or $15 and all that. It was cool. Anyway, I really love this record, man. And so I was really happy when you gave me this song. I'm like, you got to give me. Like, I knew I was gonna get a J.D. McPherson song. Of
course, and I think it was Tina who suggested a different song of his. But I was like, I like this one. It closed out my playlist.
Yeah, and shout out to Tina and her husband Andrew because they were the ones that got me into J.D. McPherson. They were the ones that said you got to check out J.D. McPherson, and they. At that time, this record wasn't out yet. It was just all his other solo stuff. And my wife and I, Rachel and I, fell in love with it right away. We bought all the records. And so shout out to them because they were the ones that actually introduced J.D. McPherson into my life. So I'm very happy for that. So let's listen to, and this is such a fun song. This is Claus versus Claus by J.D. McPherson featuring Lucy Silvis and off of this Socks record. This is a good one.
Mrs. Claus, tell me what is wrong with you. I'm seeing all those dirty looks from way
so
across the room. It makes it hard to concentrate on teddy bears and roller skates. Can't you see I'm working here? There's so much to do. I've gotta finish up the list. I'm rolling up my sleeves. It's time to make that yearly trip. They call it Christmas Eve.
Mr. Claus, I really hope you know
I think
you're
he just
not
matches
the
his
only
energy
jolly
so
elf
well.
that's running this North Pole. I fix the sled, pick up the slack. I keep the business in the black. You never tell me thank you, and you barely say hello. I guess I've had it up to here. I'll really be relieved when you finally fly the coop come this Christmas Eve. What happened to the Christmases of yesteryear? Making toys and having a ball. Now it seems the good old days have disappeared. Grumbling and bumping shoulders in the hall.
So good. And I do want to say, I love this song. Such a good one. I do want to say, too, that he spent, I think it was like the spring, or most of 2020 before he released Night Out, he was playing guitar with Alison Krauss and Robert Plant's band as they went on tour together, and he was playing guitar with them. So he was as a touring guitarist with Alison Krauss and Robert Plant during this year. And I was like, I didn't even realize that. I was following him on Instagram, and he's like playing another, and I'm like, where? And I'm like, oh my God, he's playing guitar with Alison Krauss and Robert Plant. Like, so I really, I really wish I would have had the chance to go see that tour, because he is a monster guitar player, really great. Like, I could totally have seen Jaden McPherson being in Elvis's band,
100%,
because he. Big advocate of all those guys and all those musicians, and he does a lot of the same recording styles, all that kind of stuff. Big influence, and he's in the wrong era, J.D. McPherson, so I could have seen him, but like be in the Elvis, and he absolutely would have been a player at Elvis's records, 100%. Like he would have been on the '68 comeback special.
I could see that for sure. Yes.
Yeah. So, I really like this one. I mean, I've said it enough. I love this whole record. It's really fun. There's a lot of really great songs on this, on J.D. McPherson's Socks. I can't recommend it enough, especially if you're looking for something a little different, something, not as traditional. And like he said, no schmaltz or anything like that. It's just a straight up like rock and roll, like old school rock and roll, country, jazz, little surfy, rockabilly. It's got a little bit of everything. So if you dig that, and if you like what you just heard, then you'll dig Socks for sure. So anyway, where do I rate Claus versus Claus? I always love this song on a record. It's fun. I'm going to give this one a 4.6 records.
Nice. Thank you very much, Chris Baglio. And listen, I knew.
You stacked the deck.
I did. Because you're the one who introduced me to him years ago. So, I mean, is that playing fair?
No.
Maybe. But it's holidays.
It's the holidays. It's okay. It's all right. It's the holidays. And so Dave is coming in saying that this song didn't really land for him, but that's okay. So J 2.4, JD didn't really work for him. So that is fine.
That's okay.
That's fine. But we'd love to hear what you guys think. What are your ratings on this song? Is it a 2.4 for you, or is it higher? Is it better than a 4.6? Is it a 3? Where would it have landed on your list? For sure. Would love to hear from you guys. So that is my rating. Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of this record already, so the deck was a little stacked.
Definitely a little stacked.
So, all right. Here we go. Our final Santa song of the day. I purposely put this one last because I knew Amanda would have fun with this one.
Oh, but did I?
Oh, you did. I wish this is one of these things where, once again, I always would love to see Amanda's face the first time she hits play on a song that's called Sexy Santa.
It did a lot. Okay, I knew what I would be in for, but I didn't know what I was going to be in for, Chris. Like, this one hit hard. Like, it began, I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. And then my jaw literally just kept dropping and getting, like, lower and lower. I had to pick up my jaw. I mean, it is very fresh, very cheeky, very, dirt, like a little dirty.
It is. They're dirty. But we've talked about Steel Panther before. And so, guys, Steel Panther, if you guys don't know who Steel Panther is. So Steel Panther has been actually a band for quite some time. And it is made up of a lot of, like, really awesome. These guys are all amazing musicians. But they are basically a comedy act. They're a comedic glam metal band. and they've built a whole backstory and all this stuff and everything. And it's, led by Michael Starr. He basically was a guy who was in another a band trying to make it called Metal Shop, and then Metal School, and then they became Steel Panther, and that's when they made the switch to be like more like basically everything's profane, humorous lyrics, basically parroting the whole stereotypical glam metal lifestyle. Like everything is over the top. And yes, some of the songs that they've done in the past get very, very graphic. I've seen them live. They open for Judas Priest. They are hilarious. They put on a great show. They do all the glam metal shtick to like, but more extreme. And it's just it's really funny. And they all have stage names. Ralph Senez is Michael Starr. Russ Parrish, who's guys played in so many metal bands and he goes as the name Satchel. Travis Healy's the bass player. He calls his name Lexi Fox. And drummer Darren Leader is Styx Zendinia. So they all just do all these different like just crazy stuff and all the songs. They're a lot of fun. If they roll into your town and you like that music, go see them. It's a really fun night, and they are just absolutely like you think about like parody bands, and we featured them on our parody episode. They catch a lot of heat. People are like, they don't belong in metal. Get a sense of humor, guys. That's all I gotta say is stop with these guys don't belong in metal and all. What does that even mean? They're a comedy band. That's their shtick. It's supposed to be fun and funny. Laugh at it. Don't take it so seriously. Go along with the joke because it's a lot more fun when you go along with it.
Well, I tried to go along with it. I'm very prude-like. I'm very boring. I live a very sheltered life.
I know, which is why I was giggling when I gave you the. I was giggling. I was literally giggling. I told Rachel, I go, I can't wait to give.
And you guys should see my face when I finally was like, I need to like Google the lyrics, like actually read. And the lyrics were even worse than listening to it. It was so much.
It's a little. It's definitely. They really skirt the line with the innuendos. It's very
in such a clever way. There were so many things I was like, well, that's a choice, but it works.
Yeah, I mean, wait, what did he just say? Like, there's a lot of what did he just say?
And some things like I don't always get, and that's where I was like, I wish Marcus was home right now because I'd been like, what does this mean?
You have to play this for Marcus. He's gonna be like, Chris sent you this song? Like, yeah, I specifically laid right into your prudish self.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And Dave is coming in with, don't worry, this is far from Steel Panther's dirtiest.
Oh my God. Yeah. They get really X-rated in some of their songs. Once again, guys, they're doing comedy. It's a comedy act. It's their niche. It's hilarious. When you're in it, and to see them live and do it live, and they got the whole setup and stage banter, and it's really funny.
But this was many years ago. I went to Last Realtor Standing, which is it's like a event where realtors will get up there and they tell jokes and there's a winner, right? But I hated every second of it because most of the jokes like flew so far over my head that I just was sitting there going, I don't get this. Like I wasn't laughing. So I don't know that I could. It's not that I wouldn't want to enjoy their show. Yeah. I just don't know if I'd get enough of it. Like if it would fly over my head too fast.
Well, I would say for an example, we did the parody songs, guys, and I gave Amanda Lonely Island's I'm on a Boat. And the comments on YouTube are explain it to a T. Like, because that song was very lost on you. You didn't like it. You didn't really get the humor of it. And I was shocked because I'm like, I can't believe you don't like, but whatever. I mean, listen, comedy is subjective and to each their own, but man, that song really flew over your head and everybody on YouTube was like,
they
wait, what? Me. Like you got like they're like, I think it just was. So see comments to that video on YouTube.
And I have to say those ones were more of shock, like, huh?
Yeah.
Than like mean. There was really some like flabbergasted like people commenting like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where sometimes we get the really mean comments, but those were, of course, there were mean comments, but that was truly more of a genuine like, huh.
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yep. Wow. Somebody, because it's hard pressed to find somebody who doesn't find that song funny or the video funny.
Just me.
But.
So I guess we'll give the disclaimer. If you are listening to the show and you are in an area that should not hear said lyrics, maybe turn the volume down while we play this song.
Yeah, while we play a bit of it. Yeah, good disclaimer.
And I don't think kids will get it. Well, I don't know. Maybe some of these kids these days would.
I will say there are no swear words in this.
No, it's just some dirtiness going on.
It's a lot of innuendos, guys.
Yes, you may catch some or all.
he is sexy Santa.
We'll
He's
leave
hot.
that up to interpretation.
All right, so here
he's hot.
He's hot. All right, so here is some "Sexy Santa" by Steel Panther.
Starts off just fine. Doing good right now.
Doing good.
Just fine. Still not bad.
Getting ripped and lost some weight.
Totally fine. Still okay. Well, that's where it starts going downhill.
Well, that's...
The ladies will be screaming on Christmas Eve. He delivers the sexy and he never fails. The rest of the year he works at Chippendale. Sexy.
The rest of the year he works at Chippendale.
He's got a bitch in slang and some rock hard ass. He's sexy Santa. He knows you've been naughty cause he's keeping tabs. In the back of the sleigh he's got some ho-ho-ho.
Terrible. Just terrible.
It's amazing.
The liquid eggnog dripping from his fire hose.
So terrible.
He traded little Prancer for an exotic dancer. Yeah, you can see his North Pole if you look at his pants.
That's amazing.
He's got a bitch in red suit and he's totally buff for coming to your house if you got a stock in the store. Sexy Santa.
Come on.
He's kissing girls under the camel toe. He's sexy Santa. The elves are all horny and the snorting blow. Sexy Santa. He hits the UK, USA, Brazil, and Japan. It's sexy Santa. Making love to every Christmas loving woman in mind. Suck it.
Oh my God. There's so much more.
There is so much more.
It's so good. Come on, you know you're sexy Santa.
So this is the thing about this song is, while I'm speechless about the lyrics, if the lyrics were switched out, like the actual tune itself is well done.
See, you said that last time about Steel Panther during our other episode, our parody episode, and you were like, I actually really like this. So you actually gave it a really good rating. You're like, this song is really catchy. I gave you, Party Like Tomorrow is the End of the World. And you really like that one. You said, this is really catchy.
This one is too, but I cannot be singing these lyrics. Amanda doesn't sing these type of lyrics, folks.
No, but you can listen to them and enjoy. You can still sing Sexy Santa.
I bet if I sang these lyrics to Marcus, though, he'd be like, oh, what?
Oh, yeah. You should just send him this song.
He's like, what are you listening to? I'm sure he knows it.
I would think that Marcus probably knows about Steel Panther. I think that he knows about Steel Panther.
Wait a minute. Okay, so let's talk about Sexy Santa here. And I don't believe this was a dream, but it could be. But I don't think it was. Were we talking last year about, no, we did, about like fetishes with Santa, and you were like, listen, buckle up, friends. The first thing you do is you go buy a Santa suit.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Yeah. The first thing you go do, because we talked about, I think the song that we did last year was the Christmas Crush.
Yes,
and it was a song about the girl the guy, he reads the note about he discovers that his girlfriend has she's been cheating on him with Santa, the real Santa, and that she's got a whole Santa fetish thing and all that. And he's like, wait a second. And we said, yeah, basically it's like, if you find that out, the first thing you do is you go buy a Santa suit, boys. Like let's go.
You just accept it and you're like, this is a very easy fix.
It's a very easy fix. Like, that's it. Like, save your relationship or your marriage or whatever.
There are a lot of seductive songs within the Christmas spirit. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa, the Claus can be one, Under the Mistletoe, Baby It's Cold Outside. So I just put this in the category of maybe there should be a playlist. There probably is a playlist, like a mom and dad playlist for Santa.
I'm sure I bet if I did a quick search on dirty Christmas songs.
Maybe that should be one of our theme wheels.
Yep, here we go. It comes right up. Dirty Christmas songs.
I bet this one's on there.
I am looking. Oh my God,
Sexy,
there's some pretty
Santa.
funny
Titles.
Wow. I'm not even going to say some of these out loud. Do you guys self a favor? Oh, by the way, your boy Joe Diffie, Joe Diffie? Yeah, he's got a ton of songs on here.
Does he really?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of guys. Do yourself a favor if you really want to look for some really fun. Oh wow, there's a lot of good. There's some really good. All right, do yourself a favor. Go on to Spotify and look up dirty Christmas songs, and you're gonna see this playlist in particular has 2,470 saves on it. There's a lot of you that, like, you know what?
Apparently, there's a niche up for it.
I'm just gonna share it really quick so everybody can see the visual. But yeah, this has got 40 different songs on here, and there's a lot of your Joe Diffie, which I don't think these are really dirty though. But I don't know.
Maybe just more parody-ish.
Yeah, just like, but I mean, there's a lot of dirty songs on here, and then there's even recommended, by the way.
So there's.
I'd like to hear "Leave Santa a Beer." Oh, I gotta hear that one.
We'll play it. Play a little.
All right, that's by Not Leaving Sober. I think these guys are a Jersey band, by the way. Let me hear it. Oh,
perfect for Radio Garden State.
Yeah, I think Not Leaving Sober. Yeah, these guys, they're from Jersey. They're like country. Yep, 5-piece from Jersey Shore.
Nice.
Country band, Jersey country.
I like it. Leave Santa
his way out to the sleigh. Mrs. Claus was itching, 'cause when Santa Claus got home last year, he had a deer barked in the kitchen. As he hollered, "Merry Christmas, dear," the sleigh came with a sway. Said, "How the frost did you get home? Who on earth drove the sleigh?"
How did you get home?
So let me tell you how it all went down. I heard St. Nick was coming to my town. So last year, I left Santa a beer.
Clever.
You can only give a man a little buzz. So I left a shot of Jaeger with it just because last year, you needed more than a beer. Well, it's Christmas Eve.
Okay, all right.
What a clever little, like, instead of leaving Santa milks.
Yeah.
You would leave Santa a beer. Like,
Yeah.
hey, tips
You know
to
what?
you. Thanks for doing the workload.
I'm
here.
gonna add this to our holiday playlist.
I like it. Very good. I'm gonna have to. So they're called what? I need to.
They're called Not Leaving Sober.
Oh, okay.
That's the name of it, but they're from Jersey. Yeah.
I appreciate their sound, though.
Yeah.
That's
They
up
are.
my alley.
Not Leaving Sober is an
They're
independent,
adorable.
nationally touring 5-piece outfit hailing from the Jersey Shore. They're
Look at
country
that.
rock genre.
Very good.
Yes. All right, there you go, guys.
All because of the Dirty Christmas Songs playlist.
That was a recommended one. That's not really a dirty song, though.
No, it's just that little
Yeah, it's a fun one. Anyway,
non-traditional. I liked it.
Now added to our holiday playlist, by the way.
Very good. All right, so where do I rate?
Yeah, so let's get back
Sexy
to
Santa.
Where do you rate Sexy Santa?
All right, so the lyrics themselves, I really don't like. Like, it's just not me. Give me, the Merry Christmas, darling all day long. Mm-hmm. These lyrics just were a little too far. A little too far over the line for me. But that daggone sound is fun.
Yeah.
It's very catchy. So while the lyrics get like in the 2 range, the sound itself gives me like probably almost a 4. So I'm going to do a 3.5 on this one.
Okay. 3.5 records. I will take it.
Which is higher, believe it or not, than Santa Claus is Coming
I was
to
going to
Town.
say higher than Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Alice Cooper and all that. But all right, whatever. You know what? I'm going to take it. The joy and the giggle. It was. I'm going to put it this way, guys. It was all worth it just because me giggling, going, hee hee hee, I'm going to send this to Amanda. And then just envisioning what you were going to see and hear when it hit play was worth it for me. And now hearing your take it's all paid off, guys. It's all paid off for me.
My jaw was really. I couldn't go any lower.
Sexy Santa.
Yes, very, very, very interesting.
Love it.
So,
I love it.
I don't know the math, but easy just by looking. I declare myself the winter.
The winter. You are the winter.
I am the winter of Santa Song Swap Showdown.
You are officially the winner of Santa Song Swap Showdown.
Mostly because I stacked the deck.
You stacked the deck. But you know what, though? That's the whole fun of it, is that we get to talk about songs and do something a little bit different for the holidays and listen to some different music. And so your playlist reigns supreme this week.
It does.
You are the winner. Your playlist reigns supreme. So guys, let us know once again in the comments on YouTube, on Facebook, also on Spotify. Did you agree with any of our ratings? What songs should we have talked about? What didn't make our list? We want to hear from you guys. And maybe, too, what I'll do, too, is as I always do, I take everybody's suggestions, and I'll add it to our holiday playlist, which I did drop into the comments, and you'll also be able to use the link in the notes as well. If you're listening to this in the future, you'll be able to click that and save that list, because there's a lot of good tunes on there, including the ones that we talked about today, including Sexy Santa. I just added that not leaving sober tune in there, too.
It's cute. It's cute.
Yeah, it is good. All right, guys. So with all that being said, it is time to figure out what next week's theme will be. So Amanda, what time is it?
It is time to spin that wheel of shows.
All righty, it's time to spin the wheel of holiday show themes. Here it is. Let me bring that up.
I love this part of the show.
Yes, this is the fun part of the show
It really
for
is. That
Amanda.
wheel is just so beautiful.
It is.
You did
it
so
is.
good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And of course, I'd just like to remind you guys that this week's Spin the Wheel is brought to you by Cardiac Attack Coffee. Make sure you visit them over at cardiacattackcoffee.com. Use the code Song Swap Showdown at checkout to get your 15% discount. Buy some stuff now. Get your heart pumping. All right, let's spin the big wheel. What is next week's show theme going to be?
Wonderful music.
Blue Christmas. It's going to be a downer of an episode. A Blue Christmas. Melancholy winter melodies.
Okay.
Experience this is I love how ChatGPT writes it. Experience a more reflective and somber side of Christmas with a collection of bluesy and soulful holiday tunes. So
This
basically,
is
Blue Christmas.
perfect.
Yeah, melancholy
I'll
winter
have a
melodies.
balloon.
Yeah,
I will not put on Blue Christmas by Elvis because that just seems so obvious and we've done it before. So
Yeah.
I will. That'll just be an honorary mention.
honorary mention. Yeah, Well, nobody. We're not doing. No. We are. We will. Let's make it the statement now. We are not going to share any version of Blue Christmas.
No.
We've all heard the song to death. There's a lot of cool versions out there. I've
There
heard a lot of, but
is, yeah.
let's just. It's the theme is Blue Christmas, but we are not going to be sharing any versions of Blue Christmas.
Dave coming in with, I can't wait to hear Steel Panther's Sad Noel. Dave is very well versed in Steel Panther's catalog there.
He is.
I'm
And-
impressed.
Yeah, he also did. By the way, he goes. He gave Steel Panther 2.6. I can appreciate Steel Panther's satire, but generally they bore me.
That is so fascinating. Huh.
Interesting. All right, so guys, next week's theme is going to be Blue Christmas, melancholy, sad holiday
Woe
songs.
is me.
Yeah. Which, I listen, I get it. The holidays aren't always a happy time for everybody. I understand. For some people, it's very hard. It's a very difficult time of year. So I 100% get it. And that's why, hopefully next week's show might be some therapy for you. And always, listen, feel free. Reach out to a friend. Talk to somebody. Don't not talk to somebody. Reach out to a friend.
Yeah, the holidays
or somebody.
Truly can be a trying time for a lot of people. So yes, great PSA there, Chris Baglio.
Yeah, absolutely. And so maybe next week's show will be very helpful for you. I am already thinking of a bunch of cool tunes, but we'll it'll be a good one. It'll be a good show for sure. And of course, we'd love to hear all of your suggestions as well. So we will be posting this on our Facebook group. Drop them in, because you never know, they may make our playlist, and we will not be playing any Blue Christmas.
None.
Like the actual song Blue Christmas. Not happening. We've already mentioned it. We already know. But we're not going to play it. All right. So, guys, that wraps up this week's edition of Song Swap Showdown. For those of you listening on Radio Garden State, keep listening, because we're going to come back on and play some tunes from our playlist today, the songs in their entirety. For those watching over on YouTube and Facebook, we'll see you guys next week. Feel free to bounce over to Radio Garden State right now to take a listen to some of the tunes. You can, of course, listen to us on RadioGardenState.com. You can listen through the Odyssey app or TuneIn app if you have any of those. We'd love for you to hang out with us over there for a bit until we'll be there until 10:15. So, Amanda, any final words?
No, this was good. This was good. I think what a great way to start off our holiday season. A little secure, stable, normal songs, and then a little
All right. Very good. All right, guys. We will see you next Monday right here at 8:15 a.m. And once again, bounce over to RadioGardenState.com to hear some tunes. We will keep the fun going over there until about 10:15. See you guys next week. Yeah.